Welcome back to the Florida Cannabis Action Network space here in Tallahassee. We're getting ready to wrap up our 2015 legislative session. Here's the men and women of the Florida House that we've been up here talking to, members of the Florida Senate. This year, just like last year, Florida Cannabis Action Network took on a 3-bedroom apartment here in Tallahassee. Say hi, Ethel.
Hi, Ethel.
Oh my. Yeah, you get what you pay for around here. This year we've had an incredible run. We were actually able to introduce a number of pieces of legislation that included a couple good medical cannabis acts, a hemp bill, a recreational cannabis act, a bill to repeal cannabis entirely, and of course a House memorial that would have gone to Congress. Unfortunately, even though we spent an awful lot of time working these bills, and here's the process, we get a bill and it's given a sponsor. In this case, you're looking at the Hemp Industrial Development Act, and it was assigned to Ag and Natural Resources, and those are the names of the men and women who serve on that committee. We used the big board that we introduced last year and added pictures to make sure that we know who the men and women are that are supposed to be making decisions. But really, if you can't get the chair to move on your bill, there's not a whole lot that happens. We followed the repeal bill, HB 4041. We followed HB 863, which was a bill by Stubbe and Wood. We watched the House Memorial Bill by Representative Matt Gaetz, but quite frankly, there wasn't much to watch. Lawmakers had it in their head what they were going to do. It's quite possible that they knew from the very beginning that 7066, a bill to fix and expand the bill passed last year, the Compassionate Act of 2014, was really the only thing that lawmakers had on their agenda when we got here. 7066 made it all the way through regulated industries. It hit health policies and went all the way through, and it was even passed through rules. However, as soon as it got to the floor, a number of amendments were offered. And of course a number of amendments were offered. Look, we had a Hemp Industrial Act. We had a memorial bill to Congress. We had a bill to repeal cannabis. And of course, once again, our heroes, Representative Bracy and Representative Bullard, introduced adult recreational use. But the only thing on their minds was a little bit of health policy that was only going to help the fewest of the few. From the very beginning, Florida Cannabis Action Network opposed 7066 the way it was written. But we were able to offer amendments this year, and we were able to offer opportunities to the lawmakers that they could have made it a bill that we would have supported and that at the end of the day would have been better for you. Lawmakers seem to be content. Today's Friday. It's April 24th. There's 7 days left in this session, and I believe lawmakers are content to let 7066 die on the table. We had a surprise with 902, the Florida Hemp Industrial Act. While it didn't get any traction in the House of Representatives, it had been assigned to the Agriculture Commission, Criminal Justice, Regulated Industries, and Appropriations. The chair of Criminal Justice, Senator Greg Evers, became a real champion for this bill introduced by Jeff Clemens. He saw to it that it got on the agenda in Ag, where it passed unanimously. I'd like to introduce you to unanimous. Oh, I guess it's hard to see. Our friend Bob Clayton, who was here representing the Hemp Industrial Association, brought us unanimous. Okay, it's a reindeer. But we were really proud of the idea that here in Tallahassee, even on something that we weren't even sure at the beginning of the year was even going to get its first hearing, not only did it get a hearing, but it passed unanimously through the Agricultural Committee, unanimously through Criminal Justice Committee, and only got stalled after Regulated Industries, where it still passed 8-4. But nothing was happening in the House. We asked you to reach out to Adam Putnam, the Commissioner of Agriculture, and as a result of your efforts and our efforts working here combined, we are going to see a pilot study on industrial hemp be introduced and developed this summer and probably be legislated next year. We're going to, with your support, come back next year. This is a 3-bedroom. Ethel and Kathy Jordan and her husband Bob and myself were here much of the time. David Jones, our communications director, joined us. And throughout the year, well, the legislative year that is, a number of people came in to help us to work with the lawmakers. So we thank everyone who was able to take their time and at their own expense come up here, and everyone who made a donation. Remember, FLCAN is looking at legislation and judging legislation by 5 very, very important things. And lest you forget, we haven't. We want to improve lives. We want to increase public safety. We want to save taxpayers' money. We want to open doors to research. And we want to make sure that we create a new economic engine. Thanks for your support. And this is Florida Cannabis Action Network signing off after one more year in Tallahassee. With your support, we'll see you this time next year.